Innovation is one of those words leaders use constantly and often misunderstand. We ask customers what they want. We scan competitors. We brainstorm harder. And still, real breakthroughs feel rare, unpredictable. W. Edwards Deming argued that innovation isn't something customers give you, and it isn't something you stumble into by accident. It's a management responsibility. If innovation feels elusive, the problem probably isn't creativity. It's how leadership is thinking about its role. When leaders talk about being customer-driven, it often turns into a familiar pattern. Roadmaps fill up with requests. Sales escalations get prioritized. Features are shipped faster and faster in the name of responsiveness. It feels disciplined. It feels respectful. And it feels safe. But Deming warned that this mindset quietly hands over one of management's most important jobs. Customers are experts in their own frustration, but they are not responsible for inventing your future. That work belongs to leadership, using theory, prediction, and learning. Innovation, in Deming's view, is not a burst of genius. It's a system. And like any system, it either gets designed and managed, or it degrades into noise. To see what this looks like in practice, let's step inside a SaaS company that thought it was listening closely to customers and still couldn't explain why growth was slowing. Brightwave Software sold workflow tools to mid-sized operations teams. By every internal measure, things looked healthy. Sprints were predictable. Support tickets were down. Feature requests were being delivered faster than ever. Alex, the CEO, wasn't convinced.
Everything's green, but renewals are flattening, and nobody can tell me why.
Maria, the head of product, shifted in her chair.
We're doing exactly what customers ask for. We prioritize the top requests every quarter. If there's dissatisfaction, I don't see it.
That's what worries me. If customers are happy, growth should follow. If it isn't, what are we missing?
The team's instinct was to double down. More interviews, more voting on features, more urgency in delivery. But something felt off. They were responsive, yet reactive.
What if customers aren't telling us what they need next because they can't? What if our job isn't to collect better answers, but to ask better questions?
Instead of starting with requests, the team started with a theory. They believed customers weren't struggling with individual features, but with how fragmented the overall workflow had become as their businesses scaled. That belief showed up indirectly in onboarding friction and uneven usage. They designed a small test. One cohort received a simplified, opinionated workflow that removed choices instead of adding options. The team predicted adoption would rise for new users and stall for advanced ones. They watched. They studied. The prediction was partly right, but the surprise was that advanced users adopted it too, once the mental overhead disappeared.
We stopped asking customers to invent for us and started taking responsibility for learning.
Deming put it bluntly. Does the customer invent new product or service? The customer generates nothing. He wasn't dismissing customers. He was protecting them from being asked to do management's job. Innovation emerged not from better listening alone, but from leadership taking ownership of prediction, testing, and learning across the system. If innovation feels stuck, resist the urge to demand more ideas or louder customer voices. Start by reclaiming the leadership responsibilities Deming described. First, separate customer input from customer design. Customers are invaluable for understanding pain, context, and constraints. But solutions belong to the organization. Treat requests as data, not directives. Second, insist on theory before action. Every proposed innovation should come with a prediction. What will change? For whom? And why? Deming reminded us that experience without theory teaches nothing. Shipping without prediction only creates activity, not knowledge. Third, run innovation through PDSA cycles. Plan with a hypothesis. Do on a small scale. Study results honestly. Act by standardizing or revising. This turns innovation from a gamble into a learning system. Finally, protect capacity for this work. If exploration time is always sacrificed to urgency, the system is telling you that the future matters less than the present, and systems always tell the truth. Innovation isn't about guessing what customers will ask for next. It's about taking responsibility for what they'll need before they can say it. Deming captured the challenge simply. It is necessary to innovate, to predict needs of the customer. Give him more. When leaders stop outsourcing innovation to customers and start managing it as a learning system, something changes. The organization becomes calmer, choices become clearer, and progress stops feeling accidental. Innovation, done the Deming way, isn't heroic, it's intentional. And that's exactly what makes it sustainable.